What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and welcome back to our Life is Strange community series, a community series that airs every other Wednesday on our channel. And this is pretty insane because this is, from what I can tell, possibly the last community series specific, this every other Wednesday kind of deal video for quite some time. The game releases in less than 2 weeks, 2 weeks, not to this day, but actually 13 days away. We're going to be playing it, we're going to be live streaming it on the channel, so very, very excited to do that. And then we'll be talking about Life is Strange quite a bit afterwards as well. So in this video, I want to talk about if the ending is going to be too predictable or if it is predictable in general. I do just, again, want to thank you so much, all of you, for watching all these videos. I know we've built quite a solid group of people that watch this channel or come to this channel for these Life is Strange videos, so I definitely want to thank you all for doing that. This really comes back, and I really don't want to lay into this too hard for this video. I was thinking about really attacking this game for this video. I want to take it easy for my mental health, for my physical health, and just for you guys as well. We can attack the game after this episode is over, and you can bet your bottom dollar that I will be doing that week that the game comes out. But again, for this video, I want to try and take it cool and calm while also still kind of pointing out some of the flaws of this game. Again, I really don't think, especially the last several months, I've said anything too crazy about this game. I think a lot of people, especially in the comments, in terms of like-dislike ratio, you guys get it. You guys get where I'm coming from. You know that just because we don't agree doesn't mean we have to hate each other. And at least like what I'm saying makes some sort of sense. So I do appreciate your guys' support. All right. This episode, and we've talked about it in the past as well, will one of Sean and Daniel die? Now, like the title, and what the whole point of this video is, will it be too predictable? Well, that's what it's going to be if it's too predictable. But the problem is they've really ridden themselves into a corner for the most part for, I'd say, the majority of 3 episodes, episodes 1, 2, and 3. I'd say it was pretty clear that one of the 2 brothers was going to go. That you would either pick to save yourself, or sacrifice yourself for Daniel, whatever you were going to do. I think it has always kind of been assumed. In fact, I believe I was like searching online, or I was searching for pictures for like the last thumbnail, and I saw one where a person made a fake thumbnail that said like save Daniel or save Sean, okay, or save yourself, whatever that was. So like I think it's pretty like out there that a lot of people kind of expect one of these 2 to go by the end of this episode, and to me that's lazy, that's predictable. And like again, like I don't want to be too aggressive or too hard on the game, but I believe, called that. If this happens, and I'm not saying it will, I'm saying it looked very likely. Now, what I will say, before I'll go on a huge tangent, and then I'll come back. I will give episode 4 credit on one thing. I do think overall it was probably the worst episode, and it also, but the positive, if you want to look at this as a positive, is it really felt like it was its own thing. It was its own entity that was separate from all of Life is Strange. Does that make sense? No. That's like saying that, and people did say that episode 8, Star Wars episode 8, didn't even feel like a trilogy movie. It felt like a movie out on its own. That, like, yeah, I guess I applaud you for trying to be a little different, but, like, if you're part of an entire, like, process, you should probably feel like something you came after and came before. So for Life is Strange, we had 1, 2, and 3, and yeah, I guess I applaud 4 for really feeling different. And what I mean by that, and you can watch my review for that episode, and I talked about it a lot, Episode 4 really did feel like you didn't have to play this entire season to understand it. To be honest, the whole Sean and Daniel thing, like Daniel was still a brat. He still hated Sean for the most part, but like their dynamic was pretty different. The way they did the villain and the way they made them way too much of a villain, kind of went way above and beyond anything that I wanted from a villain in the series. The way they did the entire episode really felt self-contained, like it was its own self-contained episode. You didn't have to play 1 through 3, and you didn't have to know where it was going afterwards. It was kind of just a search for Daniel. You found him. He saved you. You stood up for him. You had a nice brother-to-brother moment, and then it was done. And really, I mean, that could have been the ending of the season, and I personally wouldn't have cared all that much. I think we'll see if Episode 5 can actually be a better ending, but you know what I mean? So it was a self-contained episode. So what I will give credit for is Episode 4 really took it off the rails, and I feel personally hurt my theory and anybody's theory that one of those 2 will die. And again, just basically for the idea that it really just was building up where, like, these 2 were just not getting along. Daniel would have these temper tantrums. He would throw things. He would throw rocks using the Force at you or whatever he would do. And it just definitely seemed like at some point maybe he would turn evil. Maybe you'd have to stop him. Maybe you'd have to, take him out in his sleep or something to prevent him. Or if you didn't do that, maybe he would take you out. However, and I know that may sound like a lame thing, but however they may have done it, if this could be a thing, however they would do it just in general, I feel like that's what it was working towards, where you're going to have to make a decision where one of you were going to have to go. I just 1000% believe that was the idea. Episode 4, I do think changed it up quite a bit to the point that, yeah, maybe it won't happen. I get the whole central point, especially Sean's central point, is to get them to Mexico, have them jump the wall and go over. Episode 5, I really don't know what Episode 5 is going to be. When I'm recording this, even when this video goes up, it could be before the trailer comes out. I'm not sure. When I'm recording this, I know the trailer isn't out yet. And even then, I don't think it's going to give us all that much info to the game. Bottom line is, will they go super political? Will they just talk about the wall and about, immigration and illegals and stuff like that? I don't know what they're going to end up doing. It could make me very upset in just a totally different way. So we'll have to see if they kind of back off the whole Sean and Daniel dynamic to throw their politics in our face like they did several times in Episode 4, which is quite annoying. And we've talked about that before. I really don't like that in general. The bottom line is, will it be too predictable? If one of them goes at the end of this episode and you're making the decision, it's 1000% too predictable. I called that in Episode 1. I said that, I believe, in the review or like a video or two after in the community series, after Episode 1, before Episode 2, that I could see that is where they were building. I get that maybe it's like an emotional thing they wanted us to feel. At the same time, I could argue that I don't care about either of these characters at all. I want both of them gone. So I'd have a tough time choosing one over the other because I don't want either of them. And I think that's honestly going to be a problem personally for me if that kind of thing happens. But again, bottom line is, a lot of people called this in Episode 1, and yeah, maybe the whole plan was to make us care about this brother dynamic and then ultimately make you have to make a choice at the end, which is fine, but at the same time, well, one, I don't care, and two, like, it was kind of painted on the wall in the very, very beginning. Like, we all saw it coming. Did they really earn it if we all knew that it was going that way? I don't know. I personally would say no, they didn't earn it, and no, that's a bad idea. Because if you can call the ending of the 5th episode at the beginning of the 1st episode, and it's not like, yeah, you can just, like, I know there has been examples in TV, movies, games, etc., where maybe there's, like, a trailer and somebody has literally called the plot or called the ending or called, like, a crucial thing based off of that. And, and that's, like, a miracle because that's pretty tough to do. It's not like that was happening. It's not like I said in a video that I thought one of these two were going to die, and, like, that's just like, oh, my God, I've never heard anybody say that. Everybody was saying that. So if it ends up happening, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's like a good thing in general that literally everyone called it. That's not like, you're not anticipating anything. You're not like getting people's, like, it's just like, oh, one of them's going to go. We'll just go through these episodes. Oh, and one definitely went, just like we all said. Oh, well, like, I think that will hurt the entire, not that the season needs it to be hurt anymore. I think it's already been hurt, but I think that's just going to hurt the season even more. So I don't know. Honestly, that's my opinion. I think if one of the two brothers goes at the end, and without keep saying that word over and over because YouTube doesn't like that word, if one of the brothers goes at the end of this episode, I think that's hugely predictable. I think that's a huge negative on the entire season in general. But again, that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments below, guys. What would you consider a predictable finale for this season? Do you think what I said is a predictable finale? Do you think that hurts the overall Life is Strange 2 in general? Let me know. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, podcast. Now hit that bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. If the trailer comes out and we have like a free spot video-wise, I would like to talk about the trailer. And once this episode comes out, we will, of course, be live streaming it, playing it all the way through, reviewing it, doing all that good stuff. So loads of Life is Strange content coming on the channel. I hope to see you guys very soon.